Welcome back, eSIMstudios. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Happy Easter. Hope everybody had a good, enjoyable day with family. If you spent with family, if not, hope everybody had a good day regardless of what you've done. So we wrap up this weekend today with a little bit of interesting news. Some good news for Samsung users, good news for people that want an Oppo phone. We got new footage of the Ultra X9 and some really cool news in regards to messages. We have an enormous messaging update, Google Messages update, that not only encapsulates the Android users, but it also includes iOS users for iPhones. So let's see here. It's a rainy day outside today here in South Texas. My goodness, it's been storming all weekend and it's just pouring down rain here. So hope everybody stays dry. But let me check my audio real quick and we shall get started. Yes, sounds good. This new microphone's really working out pretty well. Okay, so let me start with this. I'm a little undecided, right? So nothing phone 4A Pro. God, it's a beautiful looking phone. Let me get this in on vertical. This is a beautiful looking phone. It's actually really fun to use. So if you haven't been paying, not necessarily paying attention, if you have not been watching and or seen my latest YouTube videos in regards to this phone, I've been struggling to put my SIM card in here. Now, today I did. The reason why I've been struggling to put my SIM card in here is because for all the shit that, excuse my language, I don't mean to curse, especially on a Easter Sunday. For all the crap that the S23 Ultra gets, and for as much as I have been anticipating getting this Nothing Phone 4A Pro, I've been struggling to put my SIM card in there and removing it from here and putting it into here. Now, why is that? Well, look, this is a great phone for, again, for as much crap as this gets online, whether it's the display or the wobble or camera quality, it's a all-round great phone, and I think everybody knows that. Like, probably, I think if you gave somebody this phone, probably 95 out of 100 would like this phone and continue to use it. Of course, there's always some that something's not right, or they're super picky, or whatever it is, right? I get it, but this is a really good phone, and it's kind of why I've been struggling to go to this. Now, I did put it in here because I wanted to do some testing. So today, I went around town testing the network on this, and I've uploaded a couple of videos just in the last few days in regards to the network performance of this device. For people that don't know, this seems to struggle a bit on network performance. This has the Nothing Phone 4A Pro has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 4. It's a top tier mid-range, mid-level CPU. It's perfectly capable to do anything and everything that most people do on their phones anyways. If you don't game, and look, this can handle games, right? It just probably can't do Genshin Impact at 60 frames per second, but it'll handle a large majority of games without any issues. And if you edit, you can still edit on here. It just doesn't do it as fast as this. So this phone is buttery smooth, perfectly capable for tons of people. However, it comes up short on one overlooked but crucial feature that all phones depend and rely on, and that's the network. So before putting my SIM card in this phone, I've been doing some Wi-Fi testing, right? Because there's no mobile data, but I do have Wi-Fi on here. and it's been lackluster. It's been subpar. It's been hit or miss. Did some testing this morning, got some great speeds. Did some more testing, got some not so great speeds. So I was like, damn, uh, what's going on here? Tried to connect it to the Verizon network. It, Verizon won't accept this IMEI on their network. AT&T, only 4G. Tried to put a Cricket SIM card in here. Cricket won't accept it on their network. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I got to run some errands today. Let me throw my T-Mobile SIM in here, and while I'm riding around town, let me do some network testing and see what we get on with this. And I recorded and documented everything, and it was pretty similar to the Wi-Fi performance. It's hit or miss. So I got some really good scores, and I got some scores that were laughable, pretty laughable. And it comes down to this. I think this is going to be one of those phones that is going to come down to the very last day. I think they have a 14-day return window. This is going to come down to this is what I like to call a day 13 phone, right? Or if you get on I don't think I've ever ordered a phone from Amazon, but typically if you order a phone from Samsung, OnePlus, Nothing, I think even Apple, they give you a 2-week return window, right? A 14-day return window. This is what I like to call a day 13 phone. You know, what is a day 13 phone? Well, on the 13th day out of your 14-day return window, you're trying to decide if you're going to keep it or not. So I'm hoping desperately that the network issues get fixed. And here's my dilemma. Do I keep this phone and hope that it gets fixed over time? Or do I just return it and say, screw it, I can't deal with this? Because if the network is going to remain subpar, hit or miss, I can't deal with that, right? I'm not going to deal with that. We're in 2026. We're way past the time where we should be dealing with these types of issues. And again, got some great scores, but got some bad scores. Depending on the day, depending on the time, you never know what you're going to get. I was uploading and generating some shorts on here earlier. It took forever to upload a short to Instagram. I say forever, but maybe 2 minutes. When it took this phone, I was like, you know what? Hold up. I transferred the video to this phone by quick share and uploaded it to Instagram on here. Took 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. Goes down to the network. So I don't know if it's a hardware issue or software issue. I've reached out to Nothing. I DM'd everybody that I can think of that I found from Nothing. The Nothing website, the community board. I want to find out if this is an issue that anybody else has experienced. Somebody commented on one of my videos. They're in the UK. They've seen a couple of people mention the same thing on Reddit, but not a lot out there. Now, people are still getting their phones, but I'm not going to be dealing with this if it's not fixed, meaning it's a day 13 phone. If it's not fixed by the 13th day, out the door. I got to return it. As much as it hurts me, as much as it pains me, I'm not going to keep a phone where it's hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get on that specific time, that specific day. Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be slow? And here's the thing. With the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 CPU, they pair it with the Fast Connect 7900 modem from Qualcomm. It's the mid-range modem. It's not the same modem that you can find in the S23 Ultra or the OnePlus 15. The modem in here does not, I repeat, does not get T-Mobile's new standalone 5G network. It also does not. AT&T just rolled out a similar standalone 5G network that T-Mobile has. It does not get that. So that requires a release 18 3GGP network or capable modem. This only goes up to standard 17. So this new S26 Ultra goes up to standard 18. That's why this will get T-Mobile's new 5G network. That's why this will get AT&T's new standalone 5G network. It has release number 18 in the modem. This only goes up to release number 17. So I run the risk of being stuck in that dead zone I've been in for years since I've been in this specific house for like 15 years. I've dealt with connectivity issues outside of Wi-Fi essentially the entire time I've been living here, dating back to old school phones. And when T-Mobile launched their new 5G network, it's a life-changing. And if you're in a dead spot, you know exactly what I mean. So I don't know if I can continually deal with hit or miss network issues. It's either one of two things. I guess it could be both, but it's either a software issue, which I'm not sure, or a hardware issue. Now, hardware issue would be the antennas inside of this phone are not properly placed, whether it be Wi-Fi antennas or network antennas. It does have antenna bands around the phone, as you can see. Those little strips that are around the power source right here, that strip here and this strip here. 2 strips up here, 2 strips on the side, 2 strips on the side. That's normal. You're going to find that on any phone, right? Now, they're hidden on the S26 Ultra. S26 Ultra has gets really good connectivity to your networks. It doesn't have as many bands. In fact, it's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands around the S26 Ultra. Interesting thing about the iPhone. The iPhone 8, we're going to talk about iPhone 18. The iPhone 17 series has a huge network band that goes all around the camera island. So if you look at the camera island, if you turn an iPhone 17 around and look at it from the side, the border, the incline of this camera island, the entire border of this island is a antenna band. How cool is that? I know, I'm a nerd. But they also have bands here and here. Now, these little strips look pretty similar to the phone. It's the same color. It's just a different material. That's how you can spot them out. But it's an actual antenna, and that's what those are used for. Most phones have them all. Let's see the S25 Ultra. Where's my Pixel? I think it's in the other room. Pixel's the same thing. You got antenna bands down at the bottom, 2 on the sides, 1 up top. So the Nothing phone has the bands around the phone, but internally, I'm not going to open it up. And look, even if I do open it up, what am I going to do? Like, I mean, I guess technically I could get a little tiny copper wire and try to extend the Wi-Fi bands and/or network. But who's going to do all that, right? I mean, shouldn't have to open up a phone to modify it like that. Interestingly enough, I did do that with what was it? The Nexus 5, one of my all-time classic favorite phones. It was plastic, right? I mean, well, the front was glass, but the back was plastic. You could pop it off. Remember LG constructed the phone? I actually modified the antenna bands inside there. It made a difference. I literally took some copper wire, real thin copper wire, and actually modified the antenna bands in there and got better signal. Now, who knows? Could be under a bunch of... I'm not going to open this thing up, but it's just not worth it at this point. But could they release an update to fix this thing? I guess. I don't know. That's why I reached out to Nothing to ask them, hey, I'm having this issue. Are y'all aware of it? If so, are you going to try to release an update to fix it, to help me, to help us? I don't know. I don't know. So if if no update comes, if it still looks like it's hadn't gotten any better, I'm gonna have to return it. As much as it hurts, I'm gonna have to send it back because, as I mentioned earlier, it's just not it's just not worth it. Honestly, like uh, it's just not worth it, and it pains for me to say that, but that's why I am. That's why I'm having. It's like it pisses me off honestly when I think about it because I know they test these things like crazy. I know they test them all the time before they release them, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I was reaching out in some of my videos asking for the viewers for input. Do you have any issues with yours? Please let me know. Comment on the videos because I want. Is it me? Did I get a bad unit? That's why I'm reaching out to Nothing as well. I also included in my message, hey, should I return the phone? I don't know. I don't know. On T-Mobile, outside I'm having no issues on T-Mobile so far. Okay, well that's good to know. And look, it also depends on where you are, right? You how close you are to a network tower. I'm in a dead spot, so it does matter quite a bit. If this does, or whatever phone I'm using, if it gets the new standalone 5G T-Mobile network. Again, this one does not. So, but you know, I've gotten some pretty respectable scores, and I'll release a video later today or tomorrow. I'll try to fit it in today, depending on what time we get out of here. That shows my network. So I'm riding around town, network testing this phone that I recorded. So it's a really neat phone. Shit, where are my earbuds? I got the earbuds. I was gonna buy a watch. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. Just get them at mobile sim, throw it in your Nothing phone, call it a day. Well, what I was gonna do is use my T-Mobile sim, my number one phone line in this Nothing Phone 4A Pro, and just use it as my number one phone. Family, friends, and then use my S26 Ultra as my number two phone and do videos, recording, editing, all sorts of thumbnails, all sorts of stuff from here. And with this whole network thing, oh man, it pisses me off. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. You matter too. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. You better keep it. Try me. Yeah. You're having no issues on T-Mobile. I already read that. What's your favorite phone to daily as of now? Right now, probably the S26 Ultra. I mean, and it took me a while. Check this out. It took me a while to realize it's a good phone, and to go from this phone to this phone. Now I got the OnePlus 15. Actually, I hadn't used it in maybe a week or so. I need to turn it on and update everything. Going from this phone S25 Ultra to the S26 Ultra, I was like, I really wasn't excited about the upgrade. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. But boy, I struggled for a few days trying to pull that SIM card out of this phone. And that's how you know it's a good phone, when I'm like, yeah, I'll put my SIM card in the Nothing phone tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes around and, yeah, I'll put my SIM card in there tomorrow. I did that for about 4 days. And I thought originally I was just going to throw my SIM card in the Nothing phone as soon as I got it. But that goes to show such a good phone. Now, the OnePlus 15 is probably right up there, and I probably need to switch back to that. It's phenomenal. It's a fantastic experience. Just as good as this. Now, this has got the S Pen, but I think camera-wise, it's about the same, if not better, the OnePlus 15 than the S26 Ultra. And the battery life is insane. Now, charging speeds on here have gotten way better, which makes this more enjoyable to use, or plug it in for a few minutes if you need a quick charge. But probably right now this, although depending on what day you catch me, I could very easily say the OnePlus 15 as well. Um, they're good phones. You can't go wrong with either one. I came in late. What's the issue exactly? The nothing phone. So just a quick recap and we'll move on. I've been having network issues on the Nothing Phone 4a Pro, similar to my last couple of videos. But today I put my SIM card in there, went around town, did some network testing. It's hit or miss. I got some really good speeds. I got some real shitty speeds on T-Mobile. And my Wi-Fi is even more hit or miss. It depends. It's either really bad or it's really good. Like I can show some speeds where I've gotten over a gig on my download for Wi-Fi, and some speeds where I'm at like 4 megabits per second download, like 4, 5, or 6 megabytes per second download. And an hour later, I'll test it and it gets really good speeds. And then an hour later, I'll test it and it gets really bad speeds. Like, what the hell is going on? And I'm testing all my other devices. Like, is something wrong with my Wi-Fi? But I have a router sitting right next to me, Wi-Fi 7. I pay for Google Fiber. What is it? Three gigs. So I get 3 gigs download, 3 gigs upload. And of course, Wi-Fi is not going to be as fast as wired. But I did a Wi-Fi speed test on my S23 Ultra. I get 2.5 gigs download. The same time where my Nothing phone did like 6 megabytes download, like almost zero. Like, yo, what is going on? So I'm basically at the point where I don't know if I think I'm gonna return it. If they don't fix it within this next probably 10 days, I think I'm gonna return it, because I'm not just gonna carry on and just put my SIM in it and try to deal with the issue. I'm past trying to deal with the issue. I don't love the phone that much. You know what I'm saying? Like no phone, nothing is worth liking that much, where you don't know what you're going to get every time you try to download something, you try to upload something, especially for me, where I'm downloading stuff all the time, editing stuff all the time, uploading stuff all the time. I can't do that, right? We're in 2026. We shouldn't be dealing with this, quite honestly. So yeah, look, the S25 Ultra, this is a good phone. Still is a great phone. In the picture quality, look, the only thing the S26 Ultra has over the S25 Ultra, charging speeds, and that's about it. Camera quality is about the same. Battery might be a little better, but I mean, it's a tiny bit thinner. It's a little bit lighter, but that's about it. So, I mean, if you can, charging speeds are really not OnePlus fast, but they're significantly faster than the S25 Ultra. But if you're okay with your charging speeds on the S25 Ultra, it's a fantastic phone in 2026. You definitely can't go wrong with the S25 Ultra. And you don't need to upgrade to the S26 Ultra. Don't let anybody tell you you have to upgrade. You don't. It's basically just has faster charging, and that's it. I'm traveling from state to state, and it's been great, but I will say that in my law's house, 15 minutes from my house, is random 4G dead zone. That's exactly where I'm sitting at, is a complete dead zone. Yeah, it's a great phone. It's a fantastic phone. Okay, so I wanted to get into this RCS update. This looks freaking cool. Now, we're going to jump into it. Give me about 15 seconds. I need to grab some water. I got a cotton mouth. Hang on. I took some allergy medicine for my allergies, and it got me a cotton mouth. Give me a second. RCS 4.0. Have y'all heard about this? This looks cool. This looks really, really freaking cool. So we're gonna get into Google Messages and/or RCS 4.0 update. We're gonna get into the iPhone 18. We're gonna get into the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. But first, speaking of the S25 Ultra, guess what? You're gonna get a big update here that's gonna bring a awesome feature. Check this out. So that's not it. So this is One UI 8.5 Beta 9 is going to bring AirDrop to S25 phones. So if you have an S26 Ultra, if you have a Pixel 10 series device, you know that AirDrop compatibility is available on your device via QuickShare. And Samsung has been listening to all of us. Well, I guess to not all of our complaints, but they're gonna help us out here. So if you have the beta program, now I don't recommend you installing the beta. In fact, I think it's closed, honestly, for S25 series devices. I actually unenrolled mine in factory, reset it because I'm trying to sell it. But the AirDrop feature that came with the S26 Ultra, well, it didn't come with it, but came in an update last month, is now going to be available for S25 phones. It's going to be available for S25 phones on One UI 8.5 beta. But remember, they're rolling the One UI 8.5 stable version out to S25 series devices probably in a month. So they're going to go to beta 9, beta 10, and then I think we're going to go into stable, at least I hope. But regardless, it's right around the corner. So this feature is fantastic. If you have an iPhone, if you have a S25, or you have another Pixel 10, right? Like I said, the compatibility, it's a fantastic thing. Now, I know there's apps you can download to get around it. What is it called? BIP or something like that? BIP file share, whatever it is. That's cool, but when it's built into the phone, it works great. It actually, the file sharing between the quick share feature on my S26 Ultra and the AirDrop on the iPhone, it's freaking super fast. In fact, dare I say it even works better than QuickShare to QuickShare. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. Every now and then I'll have a QuickShare issue going from QuickShare to QuickShare where it doesn't seem like they recognize each other. It's been pretty stable lately, but in the past I've had some issues, but no issues whatsoever with QuickShare to AirDrop or AirDrop to QuickShare. So if you have a S25 series device, you will get AirDrop QuickShare compatibility here soon. Now let's roll into RCS. Check this out. This is freaking badass. This is gonna change the way, if you have family, friends that have an iPhone and you have an Android device, you know the long-standing history we have with Android and iPhone when it comes to messaging, when it comes to group chats, when it comes to sharing a video. It blows, right? And quite frankly, it's ridiculously bad. Well, apparently it's about to get an enormous update. So as you know, we've just been about a year or two where RCS was rolled into iOS, or they made iOS I guess enable RCS in iPhones, but it's about to get an enormous update. So announced last month, just a few days ago, the RCS 4.0 upgrade is going to reach us. It's going to have upgrades that include cross-platform video calling, rich text formatting, bold, italic, strike-through, and improved media sharing quality. The standard allows users to transition from text to video within chat threads, supports late joining group calls, and enhances business messaging with embedded streaming video. This is going to change the game and change how we communicate when it comes to not just Android to Android, but Android to iPhone as well. Or if you have a group of people, a couple people with Android devices, one or two people, or however many people with iPhones, it's going to improve everything. You're going to be able to video chat at HD quality within the messaging application. So, messaging initiated video calls, also known as MIVC, native high quality one-to-one or group video calls within your messaging application, allowing users to jump directly from a text conversation to a video chat within that thread. It's going to support rich text formatting, support bold, italic, strike through, optimize media sharing. Devices can identify supported codecs for better photo video quality. Thank God. Enhanced business messaging includes support for embedded streaming video and better control over link handling. Enhanced privacy further defines end-to-end encryption, video calls, and improved security. Availability, it was fine. The deal was finalized in March and announced in March last month, and there will be widespread adoption, especially within Apple's ecosystem. It is expected to take time, but from what I hear, I believe this will be rolling out in June or July. So it was formed and announced in March, and it's going to take a month or two to roll out. Now, I believe you'll get it in a software update. I don't know if this will be an application update that you update in the Play Store. I think this is going to be rolled into a software update, like a monthly security patch type of thing. I think so for Android, and I'm not sure for iPhone. I've tried to look into it. I think iPhone is the same way. It'll come with a software update, because not only will the application be updated, but there's also some framework in the kernel, or not in the kernel, excuse me, but behind the scenes that need to be updated to be able to support all of these features. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really freaking cool. Let's see. I test AirDrop between Mi S23 Ultra and my new MacBook Neo, and it works. Sweet. So this answer to Android users not having FaceTime option. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I believe so. It should work pretty similar. Yeah, I think you're definitely right. Certainly will. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, here's the other thing we don't know. I don't know if it's going to come to just the flagship Androids at first, meaning yours. I hate how they do this. Just like the AirDrop thing we were just talking about, right? You know how it comes first on the S23 Ultra, the latest and greatest, most expensive, and then they'll put it on the S25 series, and they'll take their sweet time, and then they'll put it on the S24 series. I hope this is a universal rollout. I've tried to look to see how they're gonna release it, and I really didn't get any answers. So is it going to come to the S26 series first, or is it going to come to Google Pixel first? Because Google owns Android and makes messages, but you never know. Or is it going to be a universal thing that all devices get? Like, let's say for the July 2026 Android security patch update, let's just say they enable it in that monthly update. So no matter what device you have, once you get the July security patch, it'll be enabled on your phone. I think that's how they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to be specific with this device gets it first, and then this device gets it, and then that device gets it. I think they're just literally going to flip a switch, activate it inside the just July security patch, and then once your device gets the July security patch, boom, I think they're gonna just turn it on. But I cannot wait for this. This looks really, really nice. Just next generation messaging. Took a while to get on RCS. I remember when that first came out, it was really cool. Of course, iPhone users have been using iMessage for forever. Seems like it's taken a little while for Android to get the boat rolling on this, but I think they're really starting to catch up. And I think this is going to be the very first time that we're going to be wowed by a messaging application on Android. Because iPhone users have had this forever. It's just going to make the experience between iPhone and Android much, much better. Much better. More universal. So glad I purchased your OnePlus phone and tablet before RAM started getting expensive. Yeah. You more an Android guy or iPhone? Definitely Android. Definitely Android. I've had my very first iPhone was the iPhone 2. No. It was the 3S. Was it 3GS back then? That was my very first iPhone, and then I switched to Android, and I moved. Been using Android for 10 years without going back to iPhone, and then the next iPhone I got was the iPhone 16 Pro Max that Spectrum sent me. I didn't use it a lot, so Spectrum asked it back. It was a promotional thing for my YouTube channel. I was supposed to make like a certain amount of videos a week, shorts and all that. I didn't touch it for weeks just because I hate using iOS, and they asked for it back, so I sent it back, no problem. And then I got this one. So I've been off of uh, iPhone for years. I mean, I took what, a 10, 12 year break, and I could use it if I had to, if there was no other option, of course. But I'm never gonna like put my main SIM in an iPhone. It'll never happen. But I just do it for the YouTube channel, quite honestly. Just an excuse to get one. Whatever. I'm like, let me grab one and see what the big deal is about. I started using it. I'm like, I still don't see what the big deal is about. Now, I think I'm probably biased, obviously, because I've used Android for so long. But in my personal opinion, I think Android is the more easier to use operating system. I probably sound really biased right now, and I think it's more customizable, it's easier to use. I hate how on iPhone, some apps always find myself swiping from the left or the right side of the screen, and I'm like, sometimes you always have to hit the back arrow at the very top left. It's just little things like that. The keyboard I hate on iOS. It's just little things that I can't get used to. That it's just so easy on Android, right? But yeah, we're definitely definitely biased. But again, I don't necessarily hate iPhone. You'll hear me say that, but do I really hate it? No. But they've actually, I made a YouTube video a couple years ago, and ironically, my iCloud account got shut down a day or two after I published that video. So I know they're, and I've been ever since then. I've been on a burner account, iCloud account ever since then, and I'm not gonna put that out there, which would burner account it is, because it'll probably get shut down. Yeah, I made a video blasting them, and they burned me, so I'm using them on a burner. Let's see. Since a Google thing, not a Samsung thing, it should be available to all. That's what I think. I saw machinery, so video option is awesome without downloading a third party. It's going to be a game changer. It really is. Wow, you're like the opposite. You're on iPhone for 10 years. Every phone feels almost the same as the previous one. Talk about iPhone? I know you're talking about iPhone. Yeah, and again, I mean, I don't know. Everybody, my whole family uses Android, but that's because I buy them Androids. Like when they say they need a new phone, I'm like, here, use this Pixel. My sister is the only person in my family that has a iPhone. Apple has 60 years based on base iPhones until this recent one. Insane. Also, their battery sizes are small but efficient. Yeah, they are. We're gonna get into iPhone 18 here. I think I've used my iPhone 17 Pro 4 or 5 times and had it. The universal back gesture drives me crazy. Yeah, it drives me insane too. Oh, sweet. So how do you like it? If because when every now and then when iPhone users, and it's not a lot, but I get it every now and then, or just out in public or at past jobs or whatever, they'll ask. They have an iPhone and they say, "Well, I want to give Android a try. What phone should I get?" I always say get a Pixel. Now that's just my default answer because it's very simple. It's not, Samsung has got a million and one options, especially OnePlus, where you can honestly you can get lost in the settings. Even I do, and I'm an experienced user. So that's why I'm like, you might not want to go to Samsung, and that's what I tell them. Just get a Pixel. It's very simple, very basic. And if you like that, if you get the hang of it, then you can step out and try to get a Samsung or a OnePlus. I've also said you can always go for a nothing phone too, because it's very basic. And theirs is a little more customizable, the operating system. But how was you? How was your first usage? Was it hard to get used to the operating system? Because, like I said, it's got a lot of options in there. Let's do this. Speaking of iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are expected to launch in September. Remember, they're going to a split launch. So they're going to be releasing iPhone 18 and 18 Pro. Excuse me. Forget I said that. They're going to be releasing the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the iPhone Fold in September. The following May or June, then they're going to release the iPhone 18 and 18 Plus. They're going to go split launch. It has its advantages. Samsung does that with their foldables and all sorts of stuff. Google's been doing that for years with the Pixel 10 or whatever series, and then their A series comes out 6 months later. It gives a continuous sales cycle, and you can always be promoting year round instead of doing a yearly cycle where it kind of gets stretched out. Anyways, we got iPhone 18 coming. Now, there's not going to be any huge changes this year. Although I did find this article where it lists the 12 features you're probably going to see changed. Now, the biggest change you're going to see is the size of the dynamic island. Apple is going to shrink this dynamic island. Let's see. Do I have a picture here? I may have to transfer it to my computer. Let me see here. I don't think actually, you know what? Maybe I did transfer it. Let me see if I can pull up this. Maybe on my other phone over here. Hang on. I got it here. All right, let me load this in here and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. So this is how small they're going to shrink the dynamic island. Going to be considerably smaller, which is a good thing because at first when they launched the dynamic island, everybody was like, "Oh wow, that's so cool." They get away from the notch. And remember, they have to have two sensors under there, so they can't do the one little dot like Android, and they're not going to put two dots. That would look weird. But over time, remember their goal for the 20th anniversary iPhone is to have an all flat display. All flat, I mean, not flat glass, but I mean all AMOLED display. Their goal for the 20th anniversary of the iPhone is going to have both sensors under the display. That's their goal. They've been aiming towards that for the last few years. They've been testing an R&D under display sensors. Not quite ready yet. Probably will be. I think they're going to hit their goal, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. But under display sensors are a common thing. They're just not in a lot of phones, right? The Red Magic have under display sensors. The Galaxy Z Fold 6, right, had an under display sensor when you open it up. The Xiaomi's got under display sensors. They're out there. They're just, the quality is not quite there. And I definitely know it's not up to Apple standards at this point. But give it another couple years, and you're going to see the picture quality almost match the picture quality of a regular selfie camera with a cutout, is what I'm trying to get at. If you look at a camera comparison between an under display camera and a regular front facing selfie camera, you can see there's just, it's probably like if a regular selfie camera like on the S23 Ultra, if you look at a picture, if you take a picture with an S23 Ultra from the front-facing selfie camera and a front-facing selfie camera picture from a Xiaomi or a Red Magic phone where it's under the display, if this is at 100% clarity, the under display sensors are probably at a 96, 97% clarity. If you hold them side by side, I think you'll be able to tell the difference. I can. It just seems like just a teeny tiny bit cloudy. Pretty close, but not quite. Not up to Apple standards. Trust me, if Apple, they're very, very strict on their standards, and they should be. But I think give it another 2 years, and I think that technology will be there, where it'll be able to see through the AMOLED display there for the iPhone 20. So over the years, over these next couple of years, you're going to see them shrink that down. So iPhone 18 series, Pro series is going to get smaller. And then the iPhone 19 series is going to go down to 1 dot. And then the 20 series is going to be all display, all under display cameras. Pretty cool. Let's see. Boy, no kidding. What's going on, man? Thank you for the $199. I hope they give us a more consistent 120 hertz. You're not lying. And thank you for bringing that up. That's something that I did not mention that I can tell. I can tell. The rated 120 hertz refresh rate on iPhones, they're lying to you. They're lying to us, all of us. I need to do a video on that, and I've had that on my list. It's probably way at the bottom. But I believe they average 87 hertz, 90 hertz, something like that, or 92, somewhere right around the 90. Never goes over 100. And I can tell if you have both Android and you have iPhone and you go between the two, it's smooth on the iPhone, but it's not like lightning fast. It's not fast. I can tell the difference. And obviously you can too. So thank you for bringing that up. It went right over my head. You are 100% right. And they need to be called out for this, because it's a joke. It's a freaking joke that they're claiming 120 hertz ProMotion display. Yeah, right. We're like slow motion display. But thank you for your super chat. Has there been any confirmation on the colors of the Oppo Find X9 Ultra? I'm seeing some people say polar Glacier is a color of the phone, but I don't know which leaker revealed that. Well, let's get into it real quick. I want to show you, before we get off the iPhone thing, I'm going to show you what we can expect from the iPhone 18 series. A new red color. Whoop-de-doo. Sort of like this. It's like a maroon color. Smaller dynamic island. We just talked about that. 6.3 and 6.9 inch display sizes. I don't know why they listed that as something new, because that's what we have right now. So yeah. LTPO plus displays. Okay. Don't they have that now? Variable aperture. Now this will be a major upgrade, and Samsung was supposed to bring this to the S26 Ultra, but they didn't. No, they didn't bring that. But I think they're going to bring it on the S27 series, quite honestly. But this will be a huge upgrade in the camera department. The A20 Pro chip, it's a big upgrade. C2 modem, we'll have to see how that goes. The C1 didn't release too well. Good news, bad news type of thing, but I'm sure it'll be upgraded. Into chip. Is this for the Neural Engine, or let's see, Apple designed M1 chip that enables Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Apple says the M1 chip also improves overall performance, reliability of features like personal hotspot and AirDrop. So it's like a modem, it's like an upgraded modem, but that's what the C2 was. C2 handles network only, and I think the N chip handles everything else, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and AirDrop stuff. You'll get a simplified camera control button. Okay. Design changes to the rear ceramic shield. Web browsing via satellite. iPhone 18 Pro Max may be slightly thicker. Actually, I heard all of them are going to be slightly thicker. They're going to include slightly larger batteries in the iPhone 18 series. So not much of a change. Look, there was not a big change with the S25 to the S26. Biggest change in that was the looks, and that wasn't even that big of a change. So looks like a typical iPhone release, where it's going to look the same and give you one different color, and that's about it. And obviously the dynamic island will be the most noticeable change, but nothing groundbreaking here. Let's see, Oppo. So I found this online, and now that I think about it, when I got this picture right here, I think I saw, let me go to Twitter, let me go to X. Somebody released a, damn, that's an ugly looking phone. I'm sorry. I just, I can't deal with the round camera island. But it'll be the best camera phone if you care about photos. Yeah, throw a case on it, whatever. I'm gonna show you the front and the side of this, but let me jump on Twitter real quick, because I think I know what he's talking about. Hang on. I just saw a box, a retail box for the Oppo Find X9 Ultra, and I thought it had the color on there. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Where is this thing? I should save this stuff. Here we go. But it doesn't have what color is on there. I thought it might have the color somewhere on there, but let me search real quick just to see if I can get you an answer. Let's see. They'll have a silver color. So the one that's on the screen on the right, that looks like maybe the same color. Although this one on the phone looks a little different, isn't it? Huh. Let's see. Here, I think I got something. Hang on. I got some colors here. Let me share them. I got 3 different colors here. Let me see if I can find any others. I don't think. Let me share these real quick. What is this? Actually, it kind of looks cool with some of these color combinations. I'm gonna send them to my computer right now and share them on the screen. Some of these don't look that bad. Like, I don't like the camera island, that round camera island, but so you can design, the way that they accent it with some of these color combinations actually don't look that bad. Let me show you. Let me transfer them. Let's see. Let's do this one, this one, this one, and this one. Let's share Samsung Flow. Okay. Let me move this, import image. Oppo X9 Ultra. Save. Almost got it. Almost got it here. Importing the last one. Yeah, some of these actually look kind of cool. Now, I don't know, are these just mock-ups? Are these going to be the official colors? I don't know, but well, let's find out. Let's see what they look like. So we got this. We got this. We got this. And we got this. Let me take now to wrap it up with this color combination. Let me show you what it looks like from the front. Regular phone. And then let me show you what it looks like from the side. Now, how far does that camera island stick out? Yeah, pretty far. I mean, any farther than a Pixel 10 camera island sticks out pretty far. What about the other phones? I mean, that's like the Nothing Phone 3A Pro. Sticks out pretty far. Now let me show you these other colors. Check this out. We got a pink. For the ladies, I guess. or guys, if you're into that kind of stuff. Orange, iPhone copycat. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing that like Samsung did just to get it, grab attention. Oh, you're copying Apple, but they didn't ultimately release it, but it just got some attention. And then you got the black and red. That kind of looks cool. I actually kind of like that one. I actually kind of like that. And then we got the last one, silver and black. Now again, these are not official, but at least it gives us something to think about, right? Boy, that's going to be a badass camera. It's going to be a nice camera phone. Probably be number one in the world when it comes out. And here's a good thing. I also heard or read that the expected price for this is going to be right around the $1,000 price point, or right around, at the most, I think $1,200, which is good, because my fear was they were going to release this and it was going to be $1,500 base, $1,600, over the $1,500 price point. And I think once you get close to that, it's kind of, you're going to get a lot of people that are like, it's too much, because remember, you can't get this at a carrier. Now, you can always buy it with a credit card and pay it off, sort of like at a carrier, or you can use debit, whatever. But regardless of how you pay for it, once you get over that $1,200 price point, you start losing people. So I was happy to see that they're going to try to keep it between $1,000 and $1,200. Happy to see that. Yes, MacBook Air, it's going to be a while. So they're going to bring, Apple's going to bring OLED displays on the MacBook Pros next year. Was it this year or next year? I think it's next year. And then I think they're probably not going to bring 120 hertz to the Air series MacBook, because Apple, they want to separate what makes a premium Apple product and a standard Apple product. I'm not sure they'll ever do OLED and or 120 hertz to the Air series. Hey, what's going on? I think they lie to us all for the sake for extended battery life. You must be talking about Apple, right? At least I think so. I'm not a fan of this design at all. I'm not either. The one I wanted, and the one I still don't have confirmation on, and I guess I was corrected by somebody in the comments yesterday. I wanted the OnePlus, excuse me, Jesus. I wanted the Oppo Find X9 Pro, the one that looks like a OnePlus 15, but it just has an Oppo logo on there. But apparently it's already a global launch. So it looks like, from my research as of yesterday, the only two models that they're going to release globally is this one, the X9 Ultra, and a small flagship, the X9S Pro. That one looks like a OnePlus 15. It's just shrunk down into a 6.38 inch display. It's got all the flagship specs in the world. You know how OnePlus used to shrink the OnePlus 15, for example? They have the OnePlus 15T or S, depending on where you are in the world. Now, the T or the S, carbon copy of the OnePlus 15. However, they remove a camera. So instead of having 3 cameras on the back, it only had 2, which was weird. Now, Oppo doesn't do that. On the X9S Pro, it's got the same 3 cameras you can find on the X9 Pro. It also has a 7,000 milliamp per hour battery in a small phone, which is insane, crazy. It'd be interesting to see how that would sell, because I know a lot of people want a small flagship phone. It appears that's the one to get. I mean, it surely beat Samsung with the base S26. in everything, right? Battery life, camera quality, probably display. It'll be fantastic. It'll have, I think it's coming with the MediaTek Dimensity 9500 CPU, which is a good CPU. I mean, it's right up there with the Snapdragon. So I think that's always an option too if you like small phones, small flagship phones. That new Oppo phone, it sounds like the one you might want to look into. And again, I know for sure those two are going global. Somebody also asked me, well, how do you know they're going global? Where's your proof? The CEO said it. The CEO of Oppo said that these are going global. So I think I pulled up his tweet on a live stream last month or last week. Are you having connectivity issues on the S26 Ultra on Wi-Fi with social media? I'm not. Now, I have not. It's never even entered my mind. Like, like when you start to focus on something, you always think about it when you're doing said task or that task. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Honestly, my S26 Ultra has been great. I haven't had one issue on it. Battery life lasts long, charge is fast. Could the camera quality be better? Of course. But other than that, I haven't noted. I get fantastic network speeds, signal strength on T-Mobile. My Wi-Fi is blazing fast. Now, when you say on social media, do you mean like when you're scrolling? Does it buffer? Does it take a while to reload information and or that page? You mean like YouTube videos? When you click on a YouTube video, will you have it buffering? Perhaps when you upload something to social media, does it take a long time? I've never, knock on wood, have not had any of those, but I haven't really been looking out for it. But when I think about it, I can't think of any time where I was like, damn, what's going on? Like the nothing phone. Like the nothing phone. Major issues network wise with the nothing phone. And if you're joining us late, I already talked about it. I'm not going to get into it again because I probably talked about it too much, but I think I'm going to return the nothing phone for a Pro. It's just I'm going to release a video later today or tomorrow that I recorded. I went out and ran some errands today, recorded network tests, speeds. Not only does it get hit or miss speeds on network on T-Mobile, but on Wi-Fi it's even worse. You either get really fast speeds or basically nothing, and no pun intended. But I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in 2026. I shouldn't have to be. Nobody should be having to deal with network issues. Like, what are we doing? Like, they should have had that's a no-brainer. Like, that's a non-starter. Like, sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, why would I want to hang on to this phone? Like, it's a non-starter. If it doesn't get that's like the foundation of a phone, is to get connectivity, right? So why am I considering holding on to it when I don't know what kind of speeds I'm getting day to day or hour to hour? It just, if they don't have it fixed within a week, I'm going to send it back. So, frustrates me. I still haven't found anywhere that mentioned the Oppo Find X9 Ultra was coming. Was that you? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I got you. Let's go on a little road trip. All right. Let's go on a road trip. Let me see. Am I signed in on Twitter on my computer? Because I want to put it on the screen. Let's see. I think I am. I still call it Twitter. X. I'm not. Okay, so here's what I can do. Can you still get on X without being signed in? Or do they force you to sign in? Damn it. Hang on, let me sign in. I got you. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Maybe it was you. I'm not calling you out, but I'll show you. Let's see here. Let me add this to the stage. So we are on Twitter. Now, what is the Oppo? Let's do this. Oppo CEO. Is it, was it Pete? Oh, it's Pete Lau, I think. Yeah, it was Pete Lau. Here we go. Global debut. Global. US. Incoming. See you April 21st. Now, did he specifically say United States? No. But on, I mean, he said global, right? He didn't say global minus the United States. I mean, what is, let's see. I mean, that's what this guy's saying. Global coming to the United States, right? Yeah. Let's see. Look, I know there's some people asking, are you sure the USA in the comments? I mean, I guess we'll have to find out. And if it doesn't come to the US, I'll say I was wrong. I thought global meant global. Now, you're a effing scammer. Now, I guess, I guess the only way to confirm it before, you would need to get FCC certification, right? Now, I doubt it's gotten certification at this moment. Typically, they do it right before they launch it because all the FCC certification stuff, statistics, specs are all public. And a lot of these companies don't want to release public information way before the launch date. A lot of these companies will do it like a week or two before launch. But let's see if okay, it has not hit the FCC database as of yet. It does have India, Thailand, and Malaysia. Interesting. Let's see. Well, we'll have to find out. But I'm taking global means global. Now, if come April 21st, if it is not released in the United States but everywhere else, I'll say I was wrong. But and who knows? Maybe he'll stiff the US because quite honestly, with all this tariff stuff going on, I don't blame him, but I was pretty happy for this. We'll just have to wait and see. But that was the tweet where he said it is global. I think that phone will be hard to text on due to the rocking back and forth from the camera island. It's like the S23 Ultra. That thing wobbles like crazy. It was on the iPhone. How could I? I guessed right. Has OnePlus responded? No, nobody's. I sent a. I sent emails to everybody and anybody I could find with a OnePlus that's employed by OnePlus. I even called that's why their office here was closed. No, it was Motorola that I called for the signature. Nobody's responding. And I DM'd everybody on social media. I reached out. I said, hey, I'll just need a simple, even, a simple response via messaging. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. I may revisit that here. I may go after this is over here in a second. Send them some more emails. Reach out to see if I can get somebody on here. Hello. Well, it is that time. It is about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me today. Hope everybody had a wonderful Easter Sunday afternoon, wonderful weekend. And if you got any questions whatsoever, hit me up in the comments. I check them every day. I'm going to get off right now and compile a video and put a network testing video for the Nothing Phone 4a Pro that I'll upload to the YouTube channel so you can see kind of how today unfolded with the speeds and stuff. Wet and pretty. So awesome. I love Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. I used to live in St. Thomas, not too far from Puerto Rico. But I've been to Puerto Rico many times. I could easily live there. The food is, man, it's so good. Don't get me started. I love Puerto Rico. So thank you for viewing, and hope to be down there sometime soon. Honestly, like, I've been honestly thinking about moving out of, not necessarily out of the country, but Puerto Rico was on my list. So appreciate you joining the channel. So thank you very much. I love Puerto Rico. All right. Well, I appreciate the time, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.